said so long, carry on, 'cause the devil wants to take me for a ride.
Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my ear, dog, and I can't hear. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be, and Joe Biden's trying to take my votes away. Joe Biden's trying to take my life away. Many men, I put a hole in a demo for fucking with me. My back on the wall, now you gonna see. Better watch how you talk when you talk about Trump, 'cause Trump gonna take your life away. Oh, he's back! He's back, baby! How did we get here, folks? Many men, many liberal men wish death upon Trump. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Have mercy on my soul. Somewhere my heart turned cold. Have mercy on many men. many men wish death upon Trump. Oh, baby, I'm going to have to make me singing as a regular part of this. A regular part of opening this podcast, because Joe Biden's trying to take my life away. Oh man, I don't get it. I don't get, like, how can you be a straight man and not be like, I get it, Trump. You don't have to vote for the guy, but if you're a heterosexual man and you don't look at this, at this guy, and you part of you is like, man, even if I don't like him, I kind of want to root for him. You have to. I don't buy it. I don't. The guy, despite they rigged the election against him, and then he comes back. The dude comes back again. Fighter. It's 4 years of sitting there waiting. He's like, I'm coming back. They try and put him in jail for paying off, because he fucked some broad and he tried to pay her off. Really? Come on, man. Like, that's what you're trying to put a guy in jail for? Fucking, dude, people love JFK. His whole career, when it wasn't about getting his head blown off or the Cuban Missile Crisis, was just fucking bitches, was just being a man whore. He was just literally cheating on his wife. Dude, on the night of the Cuban Missile Crisis, when we're like, oh man, the world might end, he had one of his aides go get some college broad, bring her down to D.C. She was up in Maryland, just so he could fucking pork her. This is, what are we mad at Trump for being presidential? All right, they try and put him in jail. Didn't work. They try to say you're a felon, you can't run anymore. Didn't fucking work. They try and kill the guy, and he turns his head, and all they get is an ear, and he didn't cry. He put his, oh man, many men wish death upon me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Have mercy on my soul. Somewhere my heart turned cold. Oh, he's gonna be cold as a motherfucker. You just made him mad now. I hope that was it. Like Trump was like, you know what? I'm gonna go easy on. He's not gonna do anything anyway. But he's in the leftist fantasy land where, Trump is gonna be new Hitler because, this whole voting thing is so fucking gay. It's so dumb and fucking gay. Oh man. So this is my new, I'm 38, so I remember hearing this bullshit every election, that this is the election that matters, and if this guy gets in, then it's democracy. I heard it for fucking Romney, and I heard it for Bush, and I've heard it enough times. McCain, I've heard it, okay? We've heard it, guys. This is it. And you know who else I heard it for? Trump. If Trump gets elected, it's over. And then he got elected, and nothing fucking happened. Nothing happened. You still had your gay pride parades. The drag queens still got to fucking diddle little kids. Nothing happened. Nobody said you can't go into schools and try and diddle kids. even though you kept doing it. Power to you. You kept doing it. You didn't let there were no fucking death camps. You didn't lose the right to vote. Nothing happened, and now it's like, guys, if he gets in, it's over. It's over. And if you're one of the privileged ones, that's how you know you're privileged. We went through this. We went through this already. You know what I've realized is people talk about 1984. Right? Here's the real 1984 thing that's going on. is that no one, like, a lot of people haven't actually read the book, and they know it's about an oppressive authoritarian government and censorship. That is true. But an important part is the propaganda machine, and how in 1984 the government will just decide to will just change on a whim, and everyone just goes with it, right? Or they forget. The key is getting them to. So there's a famous scene from the book where there's three global governments, right? I forget what they are. One is like East Asian. The other one is forget which one. I think one is Europe and Russia, and then the other one might be the UK and the US and Australia. They have these goofy acronyms. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, they're constantly at war with the other one, right? And then all of a sudden, they're sitting there and they go, "We're at war with Russia." And they're like, "Wait a minute, I thought we were at war with East Asia." And they go, No, we're at war with Russia now. And literally, the signs of fight the East Asians are still up. They're still on the wall, and they just rip them down and put up the new one. And it's as if the war didn't happen. That's where we're at with Ultimate 1984. Because every like, literally, we're doing it right now. Oh man, Trump gets in. It's over for democracy. He already got in. We already did this. You already pulled this one. Oh, if he gets in, marginalized people are gonna be he's gonna deport. We already did this. We did this. Nothing happened. Hardly nothing happened. Economy was a little better. That's about it. But not a lot happened. Who knows? Maybe the shot will make him actually fucking do something this time. But every 4 years we forget, and it just comes. It comes right back. See, that's the full 1984 experience. Is just being like, hey, didn't we already go through this already? Nah, no. Did we? Yeah, whatever. Fucking use it again. It works. There's fucking white liberals who hate themselves. It's always gonna work, dude. Oh man, God, please. You know what? It didn't even feel real when I watched the video. Like, my mom texted me and said, hey, Trump just got shot, assassination attempt, and I go and I look on Twitter. It didn't feel real, which is crazy. What's funny is they wanted him to get his brains blown out on national television. That's where we're at, where the people who wanted him dead, those in power who set this whole fucking thing up, because, it's just, come on. Nobody thinks that the lone guy, it's insane how there's you gotta give credit to this anti-social society we live in. There's never not an unloved, unwanted, goofy fucking dude. Usually he's white. Usually goofy fucking white kid with no sense of self and no culture to live for, because everyone's told you you don't matter, even though you built this country. You don't fucking matter. So what are you gonna do? You get two options. You become super fucking right-wing dude, and maybe you shoot someone that way, or you hate yourself and you hope that the people in power and the other ethnic groups will fucking think you're one of the good ones, and you'll get kudos that way. And then somebody recruits you from the FBI. Either or. And if you think that's a crazy idea, remember that I think it was last year or the year before, a bunch of militia guys were going to capture the governor of, it was during COVID, going to capture the governor of Michigan. And then the judge threw the whole thing out of court. Why did he throw it out of court? Because of about 9 to 10 guys that were involved in this, 6 or 7 of them were actually FBI agents. The whole thing. They went to a bunch of goofy fucking rednecks and were like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we, got guns and captured the governor? And they were like, well, I don't know. I just kind of watch NASCAR and I like to eat the blue crayons. You do. Well, if you capture the governor, you can eat all the blue crayons. Really? I can have all the blue. Yeah, they just get these autistic fucking dudes that are barely functioning. And they go, hey, I know you broke. Kid, I know you're broke. And nobody likes you. And you're 19, but here's some money. Go buy an AR-15. Make sure it's an AR-15. You can get other guns, but make sure it's an AR-15. And here's $2,000 to $4,000 to get a really good one because they're not cheap. I've tried to buy one. They're not. You are not buying an AR-15. You don't get a loan. Who's GoFunding me money. Who are these guys getting this money to buy these AR-15s? They're not a fucking cheap gun, dude. Anyway, it didn't feel real. It's a why. I just how are we here, man? And then here's what. Right after it happens, 50 Cent puts up a post saying, "Oh man, I know what comes next. I know how that feels because he got shot 9 fucking times." Oh, we're at this point where black rappers and a lot of black dudes do like Trump and they're voting for him, contrary to what you believe. The ones that are never Trumpers, they're usually like sissy black leftists. They're sissies just like white leftists are. But they're the dudes who don't get pussy. And women are just that's how women are. They they got little brains. They can only. How do we? All right. Here's the other thing. They remind me of 1984, right? Cool. So, welcome to the Conspiracy Club. If you watch that and you're like, man, this doesn't make sense. How did this happen, right? How did because I like the ones that are like, oh man, Trump set it up. You know what? Here's the thing. I can actually see why you would think that. I totally get, because you're watching this and you go, this doesn't fucking make sense. How does the United States of America and our Secret Service not clear a rooftop with a complete vantage point? How does that happen? Now, there's two options. Either I guess you could say that there's gross incompetency, which we would all agree with. Now, most of us would be like, well, that's what happens when you put women and minority hires in because they're there, not because they're good at their job, but because, the federal government is falling apart. And it's now, obviously, a lot of leftists would be like, well, that's not the case because they think that a DEI hire is just as good as someone who's hired based on their own merits. Obviously, it's not true, but, what are you going to do? And then there's the other option, that it was somebody in the deep state or whatever, political party, whoever pulls the strings behind this whole thing, has been trying to put Trump out of commission, was like, fuck it, we'll just kill him, right? And make sure the Secret Service don't do anything, even if they see the guy, there's that interview with a guy who was like, hey man, I saw that guy up on the roof, and I told the police, and the police did nothing. So, there's that option. I fall into that group, obviously. You guys aren't surprised. And then there's the other option, which is the leftist conspiracy theory, which is, hey, Trump set this whole thing up. And I actually understand why you guys would think that. I do. I'm not, I'm not opposed to, I get it, because you're like, is that something Trump would do? Maybe. I'm not, could be. I don't think he did that because I think Trump's too vain to lose a fucking ear. Also, for a guy to use iron sights, and because he didn't have a scope, he used iron sights. For a guy with iron sights to clip a motherfucker's ear on purpose, even with a scope, to clip someone's ear off, is insanity. It's insanity. Now, you could say, oh, well, he jumped down and then he fucking put blood packs on his ear. But then, what happened? Then he clipped a hole in the ear later on. He could have had them shoot at him and not have any blood, and it would have just had the same effect. So that's why I don't buy it. Also, that theory would assume that Trump has his whole secret service in on it. they're not loyal to him. Like, that he would have to have more power than you think he does, which I don't think he does. The guy's barely can keep his Secret Service protecting him. I don't. He doesn't. He doesn't have control over shit. So, but also, welcome to being remember, because you like the same people that are like, oh, if he fucking did this himself. The same motherfuckers who called everyone a conspiracy theorist throughout COVID and all. So, well, I'll say to you what everyone said about the election and COVID. Where's your proof? There you go. But welcome to just trusting your intuition. Welcome to your first baby conspiracy. They're not all conspiracies. Sometimes you're wrong, and that's fine. You just go, hey, I was kind of wrong about this. But a lot of times, you're right. And a lot of times you're right that something's off. It's just not off in the way you think it is. But anyway, join the fucking club. But the good thing, here's the best. Here's the fucking kicker. Dude, we're in such a clown world, and everyone's so stupid. And dude, democracy's fucking gay. Just get rid of it. It doesn't deserve to exist. It's so fucking dumb. Everyone's dumb. No one deserves to vote. I connect more and more with that scene at the end of this Game of Thrones series where they're trying to figure out who's going to be the new king, and they go, hey, like some brand I think goes, what if we let the people have a say? The people of Westeros. And one of the guys goes, yeah, why don't I let my fucking horse have a vote, huh? Like, what do you? I got cattle and a donkey. Why don't I let them have a say? This is how you know democracy is a terrible form of government. They let you do it. That's how you know it's bad. They let you do it. And it keeps you thinking that the guy who's voting, the guy at work with you who's voting is the one keeping you fucking down. That your neighbor who's voting is the one he's getting you. It doesn't work. Everyone's fucking dumb. Everyone believes dumb stuff. Nobody likes thinking. They hate thinking. Also, our IQ has been dropping, and we're bringing in, people from other places who don't know how voting works and who have lower IQ. So obviously, it's gonna get worse. Democracy works if you have a small, extremely intelligent, extremely informed populace of free men. Then it works. Otherwise, no. But this is one that, so they try and put him in jail. That doesn't work. Okay. They try and kill him. That didn't work. Now it actually might have made him stronger. I think we fucked up, guys. I think we fucked up. He's like Trump is turning into the fucking Hulk, right? Like, you're like, dude, nothing's fucking working. He keeps getting angrier. He keeps getting bigger and fucking more orange. He's like the orange fucking Hulk. just you wouldn't like me when I'm mad. I can't do a Trump impression. Every other comedian's got one. I can live without having one, but he doesn't fucking. So then, 3 fucking days later, the Dems go, oh, you know what? I guess Joe Biden is shitting his pants. He can't do it. He's done. How can you be a human being with a brain and not look at this and go, dude, we've been saying that this old poopy pants, old poopy butthole, old President poopy butthole has been fucking toast for a year. We've watched him fucking walking around like, no. We've clearly, everyone's talked about it. Everyone, you've seen it in the presidential debate. You've seen it time and time again. And then assassination attempt, and they go, fuck, that didn't work. All right, just get rid of Trump, get rid of Biden, bring Kamala. And no one's like, nobody can fucking, it's right there. It's right fucking there. It's right. I don't know what to do other than laugh because it's right fucking there. And here's the great part is that everyone who is like, overnight, people who never fucking knew a witch's tit about a whistling titty, just a titty in the wind going woo woo woo. I don't know how to whistle, but if a tit could whistle, I don't know where. Just went from being Biden or bust, or just whatever, to being on Kamala. Overnight, if you watch the movie, if you Google it, that scene where they change who they're going to war against in 1984, they just go, oh, we're going to war What? Wait, aren't we at war with East Asia? No, we're at war with Russia. And they tear down the posters and they put up, and they stop mid-chant. They stop going, war with East Asia. And they go, war with, they literally have to. It felt just like that. If, like, overnight, all of the fucking, the Twitter accounts dedicated to Biden went down, and then new Kamala ones went up. Overnight, I think she got 20 fucking billion in corporate funding. It was literally like, and people went from their entire political thing being about this and justifying this to going, it's just, I don't, how does anyone take themselves seriously? Also, dude, democracy sucks. It's a shitty form of government. It doesn't work. It's not real. Here's how democracy works. All right? Imagine, if you will, you got democracy. When you're voting for a candidate, you're voting for the guy who's going to make life and the world better for you. Hopefully, hypothetically, you vote for the one you think is going to make the world better for you and your family. We're trying to make, so obviously you're trans, you're like, I want a big tranny fucking culture, so you vote for the fucking trans dude. And if you realize that that's fucking toxic and unnatural and immoral, you go, hey, I don't want that, I'm just want to exist the way humanity's always existed, I'm going to vote for the guy who's going to make a family-oriented culture. So it's as if you're terraforming the landscape. Now, culture, I guess you would culture form. So terraform is like a sci-fi term where you go to a new planet and you want to make the planet like Earth, because terra means Earth in Latin, right? So you're Earth forming the planet is what you would say. Voting is like you got two different aliens going to a planet. Let's say we go to Mars and we build an atmosphere, all right? And you got one group of aliens there, and they go, hey, we need an atmosphere that's 80% carbon in order to breathe without face masks. So we can go outside on the surface of the planet and we don't have to put on face masks, and we can breathe in fresh carbon air. It's got to be at least 80%, 90% carbon. And then you got another group of aliens and they go, hey, we need the atmosphere to be 80, 90% nitrogen. And you go, hey, why don't you guys just vote on it? So every year, one group votes for the atmosphere to be carbon, and the other one votes for the atmosphere to be nitrogen, so that they can each go outside and breathe freshly. And the other group doesn't die, but they have to wear a face mask every time they're outside. So life kind of sucks, because you have to wear a face mask outside to breathe in your atmosphere, or you go inside to where you can breathe in what you want to breathe in a building. That's voting. That's all voting is. Is two groups at each other's throat going, you're the only fucking reason I can't... But that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to go, as a white guy, you're supposed to go, how do I make life better for me as a white guy and my white family? If you're fucking trans, you're going to go, how do I make the world better and more trans? And if you're a black dude or an immigrant or whatever, let's say you're black, you go, how do I make the world better for me as a black man in America and my black family? How do I, and I guess you could do this in a cultural sense of, you go, how do I make things better for me as a New Yorker? How do I make things better for me as a Californian? All down the line. How do I make this? I'm new to this country, and it's got a lot of strange customs I don't like, that I'm not a part of, that my ancestors have never been a part of. So how do I make this country more like the country I came from? That's voting. That's why it doesn't work. That's why Dubai is a great country, and Dubai is a multicultural country to a degree. You'll go to Dubai and you'll meet people from everywhere in the world, but the leaders... Oh, wait, Dubai is a city, excuse me. UAE is what I should be saying. I've also heard that, what the fuck is the other fucking little guy right there, little Arab country that does the same thing? I'm going to say it's Bahrain. I hope I'm right. And they're ruled by their native Arab elite. That's it. There's no, you don't get to come here as a European or an Asian or an African and vote. You get to live here, and you can, live by our rules, and we'll let you get away with a certain amount of stuff because you're not Muslim like we are. But, you won't go. You ain't fucking doing anything that really offends our Muslim sensibilities. But at the end of the day, we're in charge. This is the fucking deal. These are the rules. And it works. it works, because if they let all them vote, all those people would just be like, yeah, fuck you. We don't want to, your country, we outnumber you. It's no longer your country. Now we're going to. That's why it works. And it's also why democracy sucks and why democracy works, is because it keeps the people fighting and killing each other, you know? And it's also why, if you ever wondered why is there so much insane immigration into democratic countries of the West, like Europe and the US and Canada and Australia, it's because of this. It's because you bring in new people by the millions so that they don't have time to assimilate or won't assimilate, and then you allow them to be a voting bloc, and they're going to say, we want this country to be, they're going to say, I want Canada to be more like India. I want Germany to be more like Turkey. I want Ireland to be more like Nigeria. I want the US to be more like Venezuela. And then the people who live there are going to go, no. And it's just going to be just like those two alien groups. I want the atmosphere to be like this. There it is. That's how it works. So anyway, sorry, that was long-winded. I was hoping to do that later in the podcast. But how do you not? I didn't even feel like it feels like a TV show. And I don't like that. I genuinely don't like that it feels like a TV show. And that even when I was watching it, I was vested but also uninvested. That's kind of me, because I've realized that when I think I have control over the world outside of me and I get, I watch too much politics, I get angry. But when I sit back and I go, look, I can only do so much. I'm just Mike Bain, the stagehand, comedian, podcaster, YouTuber extraordinaire. I can only do the husband, the son, the brother. I can only do what's in that realm. There's peace. And sometimes the old me is still in there, gets a little afraid of that peace. He goes, oh, what the fuck? Would you fucking get angry and fucking, well, what am I going to do, man? Unless, all you can really do is join some fucking militant group, and I'm not about that. At least not yet. So, fucking, what am I going to do, man? So it's a crazy time out there. And, don't be a fucking retard, and feel how you want to feel. I know I'm always saying this, but dude, come on, just sit back and be objective about the state of everything that you're in. Why are you? Sorry about that. My computer is copping an attitude. I haven't used him in a while. Oh, you know what? Now that we're talking, because the propaganda is coming on, and here's the thing, the propaganda for the Kamala thing, and not that there's all forms of propaganda out there, it just, we watched it start up, and I watched people just take the bait. I watched people see them we watched them make the Soylent Green out of people, throw it in a trough, and people went, oh, okay, let me walk up here and go, yeah, no, she wasn't. All right. Remember the democracy element? Trump's going to take away democracy. So we haven't had a Democratic primary officially in 3 fucking years. They've had no democracy, right? And you're probably like, Mike, what do you mean? So this year, they refused to have a primary because they knew people would elect somebody who wasn't Biden, right? They might elect RFK Jr. He would have run as a Democrat, and he would have won, and he would have gone against Trump, and he probably would have won. But whatever, he's not toting the fucking line well enough, so not him. So they go, no primary. They go, Biden's out. Now you're going to vote for Harris. That's not how democracy works. That's undemocratic. And you voting for, and you can say we voted for Kamala before. No, you didn't. You don't vote for the vice president. You vote for the president, and the vice president is just a kicker. So no, you didn't. So no democracy there. The year before, they completely fucking fucked Bernie with super delegates. They fucked Bernie twice now, where they've just completely just robbed Bernie. He was up against Hillary. They robbed him completely. So we've, despite people wanting Bernie to get a chance, they fucked him completely with the super delegate bullshit, which is literally no different than the Electoral College with these same sort of political activists on the left complain about. So Electoral College, bad. Super delegates, good. Okay, so fuck Bernie. No democracy there. We fucked that. And then actually, when Obama ran against Hillary, they fucked her. So Hillary won the Democratic primary popular vote. Now officially, if you look at the data, it'll say Obama won by a minute margin. What happened is they didn't include Michigan where she did win. They gave up some kind of bullshit, just like with the Trump thing where they were counting every state, and then it looked like the person they wanted wasn't going to win. And they go, oh, we're having trouble counting votes in this last state because, we can't fucking count. It's 20 fucking whatever. And what one goes, where does one go? Does it go after 3? Does it go after 2? Or above 2 or below? Do you put the 1 over the 2 or under the 2? Or did you put it in front? Is it a but if it goes in front of the 2, is it a -1? I don't know. Anyway, apparently we can't count these numbers and you lose. So have fun voting, kids. You dumb fucking faggot fucks. That's exactly what they fucking did. So I don't want to hear anything about saving democracy. Because whenever anyone says I'm saving democracy, don't mean democracy, because they haven't had democracy in their primaries for 4 primaries now. What they mean is my way of doing things. It's like dealing with a boomer parent. And they go, hey, in this house, we question authority. But what about your authority, Dad? Shut the fuck up. That's who the fuck told you to question me? I think you did. You shut the fuck up, you fucking... It's... fuck. Anyway, I found this video, and it's a great piece of propaganda. It's not political propaganda. So if you've held on this long and you're like, Mike, what are we doing talking politics? I was going to do this video anyway, and dude, I have to talk about this. I can't not talk. They just tried to kill Trump on national television. And 50 Cent comes out and makes videos. I can give it to 50. He's smart. He knows that now conservatives are going to be listening to this song, even though they wouldn't have listened to it before. So I give him credit. But also I genuinely think him, like a lot of rappers, look at Trump and go, dude, they're trying to keep you down. You just want to get ahead in life. And they slap you with fucking felonies because you paid off a baby mama. And then they shoot at you. Like, it's hard not to be from that world and go, how am I not going to vote for this guy? And then instead of the fucking old white dude who shits his pants, or the black lady who's not really black and is a cop. Like, how do you... So obviously, so 50 comes in, he starts, 50 puts up a post with Trump. 50 was in Boston that night, 50 Cent performing that song, and he put up a picture of himself with Trump's head over him on the cover. It's bizarro world. It's Candyland. It's the world in which things like Disney World can exist. All right, in a world where people are focused on Harry Potter and Star Wars and anything else and college football or whatever, it makes sense. But if you do what I do and you don't really get into any of that and you just sit around and you read books from 100 years ago, it's insanity. You can choose the objective mindset you have that views the world, and it's all about what you consume media-wise. Because if you, like, in comedy, they were just jokes that you made, even if they weren't true. Like, I always call it the spider theory, right? Remember growing up, you'd hear you swallow 7 spiders a year in your sleep. It's not true. But enough people said it that it became true, and they just believed it even after they knew it wasn't true because they kept saying it. So with comedians, there are certain jokes you automatically make. You're going to make the hack jokes, right? Like, I knew so many people had jokes about the female wage gap. It's not real. It's not fucking real, but whatever. I'm going to write a joke about it because it's become a thing to make a joke about. Is it true? No, it's not fucking true. But it's a joke about it. Like when I was in marketing class, we talked about how perception is greater than reality. So Cool Ranch isn't a flavor, but when you hear Cool Ranch, you think Blue Dorito bag. All right, you can convince people that the flavor of Pringles fucking pizza chips is pizza and not real pizza. It's just how perception works. So I found this video, and this is clearly an instigating video, all right? And I'm hoping to win some people over to my side, regardless of your politics. So this video I found on WorldStar, 103 years of waiting for my white fiance, and it's a picture of a super, very African woman. Let's watch it. Now pause it, because I want you guys to hear this fucking shit. And I want you to understand that this is what happens when you allow people to warp your sense of viewing. So it's on WorldStar. Right away, there's a fucking stupid ad. We're gonna think, all right, white dude's bad, right?
This 103-year-old woman is a virgin and she regrets it. Yes, you heard that correctly. Mariam has maintained her purity for over a century and is unable to find a lover. But hold on, there's more to her story.
Well, she's probably unable to find a lover because she's lived for a fucking century, and most of the guys that are a century old are fucking dead. But anyway. Also, I wish I could show you this video. I'm going to see if I can add it. I'm going to see if I can add it in here. I suck with this shit. I've never gotten good at this. But if you watch this, just Google fucking 103-year-old virgin awaits the return of her one true love that possibly stole the land from her family. Okay? Keep in mind that title. Possibly stole the land from her family. Keep in mind that title, because we'll address that in a little bit. But they're just using stock. This isn't, the whole time they're talking, it's just stock video of white men in a happy relationship with black women. It's literally like, I don't know where they got it from. They literally went into Google and were like, white dude. Somebody's been making B-roll of just white guys with black women, and they just keep playing it over and over again. It's like hammer it home the racial disparities of, like, they really gotta understand that this isn't just about a man and a woman. It's about a white man and a black woman. Oh, fuck, these subtitles. I gotta read it for you. I saw him again.
She once met a white man whom she fell in love with. They had big plans together.
This B-roll is killing me.
Despite having a wonderful time, she chose to remain virgin until marriage. However, the boyfriend mysteriously disappeared.
When they went to mysteriously disappeared, they just picked a video of a YouTuber walking through like an African village or like marketplace. It's just pulling videos of random white guys walking through fucking Africa. Okay, back to this poor old fucking lady who got wronged.
Down other African men who showed interest in her and waited for her man. But to this day, he has not returned, nor has he even communicated with her. She stayed celibate, but in the end, she felt betrayed. What happened to the boyfriend? Is he still alive? Why is there no communication? And how has this woman managed to maintain her virginity for over 100 years?
I think that the fact that he said, I don't know, she didn't take dick. That's how has this African woman not getting plowed through? She just didn't take dick, dude. Jesus fucking Christ.
We are in Tanzania, a country known for its extraordinary stories.
My name is Mariam Hussein. I was born in 1921 in a small village where life was simple and community was everything. Growing up in this remote corner of Tanzania, we faced the harsh realities of rural life. My family, like many others, depended on subsistence farming for survival, and it still was not enough to sustain the whole family of more than 10 members.
From a young age, Mariam worked tirelessly in the fields, helping her family grow crops to make a living. Education was a luxury that her family could not afford. Instead, her days were filled with labor under the scorching sun, cultivating, tending to crops, and looking after domestic animals.
It's a hard life.
Despite the hardships, the village was a place of warmth, and everyone around was friendly. But Mariam's life took an unexpected turn when, one fateful day, a stranger arrived in the village.
They're back to the B-roll of the white guy walking through the African village on YouTube. Like, I want to know who this guy is, because he's just being thrown under the fucking bus.
I met John, a young white man from Europe who had come to Tanzania in search of adventure and purpose. I helped him navigate and settle comfortably into his new environment. Over time, our friendship blossomed into something more. To be honest, he was unlike anyone I had ever met. His manners, stories, and kindness all fascinated me. He respected my culture and showed genuine interest.
Bro, the B-roll is killing me. I gotta find a way to show you this. If not, please just watch this video along with me. I'm sorry. The B-roll of white guy, because it's supposed to be a white guy with an African woman, but it's a video of a white guy and a black girl watching a hot air balloon festival in fucking Arizona.
In my life and aspirations. We spent countless hours envisioning a future filled with love and happiness. I believed he was truly unique, and indeed he was.
John and Mariam soon developed a close bond. They would spend hours talking, sharing dreams and aspirations. John would share the life and experiences from his home country in Europe and discuss how busy everyone is, leading people to focus solely on themselves, unlike the loving and caring Africans he had met.
Hold on. They showed John's home. First of all, what country is John from? I'm assuming he's English, right? If John, like, if he's saying his name is John, I don't know. Usually they would have a German version of John if he was from fucking Germany. Anyway, then they go to the African, a warm place. It was fucking India. Okay, it's India. It's not even fucking Africa. This is terrible B-roll.
Fun together, and often played games that were beautiful to witness. For Mariam, John represented a world beyond the confines of her village, a world full of possibilities.
Our relationship blossomed, and I found myself falling deeply in love. Every moment we spent together made my feelings for him grow stronger. I could see that he loved me too. His eyes sparkled with genuine affection whenever he looked at me, and his actions always showed his care and commitment. I loved him back wholeheartedly and unconditionally because for the first time in my life, it was all about love in its purest form. We shared dreams, hopes, and secrets, building an unbreakable bond. I also hoped that John would be the one to change my destiny.
Oh, okay.
I dreamed that he might take me away from the life of struggle I had always known and experienced. With him,
white boy.
I envisioned a future filled with endless possibilities, free from the hardships that had defined.
There you go, ladies, brown and black ladies. You want a life free of burdensome worry, and you want to open your world to endless possibilities. Get you some pink dick. That's how you fucking do it. That's how you do it.
Mind my past. He gave me hopes that together we could build a new life, full of love and happiness.
All right, let's hear it. Come on. What's next?
John taught Mariam new farming techniques, such as irrigation using pesticides and the use of manure, which helped her family improve their yield.
All right.
The villagers also began to respect him as they witnessed the positive impact he had on their lives. However, as life often does, it took an unforeseen twist. Just when Mariam's hopes were at their highest, John received news that compelled him to leave immediately. Without a word, without a goodbye, he disappeared, leaving Mariam heartbroken and confused.
I was devastated. I couldn't believe he had disappeared. Initially, I considered the possibility of it being a prank or a test of my patience. I searched high and low for John.
I'm sorry, this poor fucking woman. But like, imagine you're like, I'm gonna see if this bitch really fucking likes me, and you just fucking disappear. You know what's awful is I've seen like new age Tate wannabe like 22-year-olds telling guys that you should just, if you want to see if a girl's a good one, break contact with her after she really likes you. So, you know, apparently it's not new. It doesn't fucking work though. Don't be a dumbass.
Desperately
it's cruel.
Hoping for an explanation, but he was nowhere to be found. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months, and still there was no trace of him. Months turned into years, and yet I clung to the belief that John would eventually return. I refused to accept the idea that he might not come back anytime soon. Despite the wonderful moments we had shared, I remained a virgin. In our culture, it was expected that a girl preserves her purity until marriage. Having sex before marriage was considered a taboo.
Okay.
So, I made it a priority to maintain my purity. This cultural belief was deeply ingrained in me, and I took my commitment to it seriously. Even though I loved John deeply and we had an incredible bond, I remained steadfast in upholding this cultural value. I believed that one day we would be married and my patience would be rewarded. However, as the years went by,
All right,
the hope of this
hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, that's just, despite the relationship that she and John had, she remained a virgin. Did you catch that part? Did you catch that part? Did you catch the part where she explained that not only has she stayed a virgin for John, right? Because he left and she didn't have any dick after that. She stayed a virgin when she was with John, right? Do you understand? Do you see what could be going on here? Hold on, I'll just let you watch a little bit more and then we'll get to it.
his return began to fade, leaving me feeling both betrayed and alone. Nevertheless, I remained resolute in my promise to myself and my culture.
As time passed, many suitors came seeking Mariam's hand in marriage, mainly her countrymen here in Tanzania, who had everything to make her a wife. But she rejected them all, clinging to the belief that John would come back for her. Hence, she kept her virginity, waiting for the man she loved. Years turned into decades, and Mariam grew old. Her beauty faded, but her hope never did. She continued to live in the village, alone, but never truly gave up on her dream. Now, at 103 years old, Mariam reflects on her life with a mixture of regret and acceptance. She wonders what could have been had John stayed or even said goodbye. But she also takes pride in her unwavering commitment to the man she loved.
Love is a powerful force, both beautiful and capable of heartbreak. It can give us strength, but also leave us shattered. Love has the ability to elevate us to the highest heights, making us feel invincible, yet it can also leave us longing and broken.
That's true.
I patiently waited for John because I truly believed in our extraordinary love. To me, it was a love that comes once in a lifetime, capable of overcoming any obstacle. While our ending did not live up to my expectations, leaving me with a broken heart, I have no regrets about loving him. Even though he never returned, I cherish moments we shared. He taught me to hope, to dream, and to believe in the beauty of love. For that, I am grateful. He showed me a world beyond my...
All right, you know what? Let's get to the fucking point here. Okay, I don't like all this John bashing. This video is clearly designed in a way with the title. It's on WorldStar. WorldStar is always starting racial bullshit. Like, I like WorldStar, so I'm not... Actually, no, I stopped watching it because it's just videos of people hurting each other. And I realized by watching WorldStar, I'm bringing negativity. Like, why do I need to watch somebody get stomped in the head? Or if you literally, when I tried to find this video, I just typed in white man, and every video came up was like white guy who, you know, said racist stuff. There's never a video of him saying it. Gets beat up. It's just a video of a white dude getting stomped out by 18 black dudes. So clearly this website has a fucking grift. We all know it. Whatever. It's what it is. And the video itself, who've made the fucking video, clearly it's a men bad. Oh, can you believe this white fucking colonizer came here to this village to take advantage, blah, blah, and he possibly stole the land from her family. We haven't talked... So, there's like a minute left in this video, and we haven't got to the land part yet. But how about this? Have we stopped to think in John's shoes? John's a young man. He's what? Fuck, I don't know. He's probably like 20s something. Because back then you had to have a family pretty early. So let's say John's 22. He's out here. He's in Tanzania. And he's like, what the fuck, man? What do you do when you go on vacation as a dude? You get fucking laid. You sample the local wares. You go to Mexico, you eat a taco. You pound some Mexican pussy. That's what you do. That's part of being a young man traveling. That's not a race thing. That's not exclusive to white Europeans. That's what everyone does. You go to a new country, you sample the poon. That's part of the experience. That's what it means to travel. You watch all these fucking stupid travel shows and it's like, oh, I'm in Italy eating spaghetti. Well, did you fucking eat some spaghetti? tea, pussy? Did you do it? Did you slurp the marinara slit? Did you? Because that's part of the experience. That's part of what it is. This guy, he's in Tanzania. He meets a girl, a pretty young African Tanzanian girl, and he thinks, here's my chance. I'm on vacation. I'm helping. Well, why don't I get some? And everything's going great. He's sharing moments with her. They're going on dates. It seems like this is fantastic. This could lead to something more. He's already like, whoa, 19. He was born in 1920, so it's probably 1940 when this has happened. Guy's avoiding fucking. He should be in war, but he's over here in Tanzania hanging out, being a lover boy. What does he do? He wants a little bit. He wants to see if that dark berry has the sweeter juice. And he's down here, but right now, she's not giving him any. Think about this. You're telling this girl, I'm gonna give you. We don't even know if he said this, but let's assume he's in this relationship where he's like, I'm gonna give you the world. I'm gonna take you away from this from pulling weeds out with your back. You know, nobody's gonna hook a plow to you and whip you and say, get to work. You're gonna have a refined life, just like a European woman. I'm gonna introduce you to flushable toilets. Have you even seen a toilet? No, you haven't, because it's fucking 1940 Tanzania. I'm gonna show you what toilet paper is. Hey, we're gonna invent this thing called a microwave in about 15 years. You're gonna fucking love it. I'm gonna bring you away. All right, I'm gonna give you a new life. Not only that, I'm loved and respected in your village. My name's John, White John. I showed up in Tanzania. I taught you guys how to use pesticides. Somehow, advanced farming techniques. Somehow, after 2,000 years, you had never figured out irrigation, even though the Mesopotamians and the Sumerians figured that out around 5,000 BC. But whatever, we're not even going to get on that. But I taught you how to put water on your fucking plants to make them grow. Everyone loves me, and you're not going to touch my fucking dick? You're not going to put out? You're not going to... Let's say, shoe on the other foot. Rich black guy. You go to West Virginia. Poor ass fucking town. You bring money to the town. You teach them that they don't have to coal mine. You get everyone jobs at a brand new factory and no one dies of fucking... I think I got the black lung pop. No black lung. Nothing. All right? And you want to bang this podunk fucking West Virginia white girl, and even her dad's like, look... I told you, man, I did not want your dirty black Negro hands within a mile of my daughter, but you saved this here town. And I think I can put away some of my bigotry and hope to God that my kids come out looking like Drake. Maybe they can make an album and I can be a millionaire. You know, I thought along and I said, this Negro with them big fucking lips, I don't want, but you know what? You's all right, Tyrone. You's all right. And you got accepted, and then this girl was like, nah, I don't think I'm going to fuck you. You'd be fucking mad too. So take the fucking race thing out of it. He's over here. He's bringing this girl to a better life. Saving the fucking village. No pussy? No, none. Do you understand the situation John was in where he's like, what the fuck do I have to do to get laid? And finally, he's like, bro, this is a big jump for me to marry you. If I go home, my family could disown me. At least let me know if the poon is of quality. I don't know. You don't know that. There's no way to sample this. There is a way to sample this, but you're not giving me a fucking sample, lady. Be a man in those shoes. You're doing all this. You stuck around. You listen. The whole time. You know when you've been on a date with a girl and you listen to her jibber jabber just so you can fuck her? That's what John was doing. John's sitting there like listening to hopes and aspirations and dreams and blah 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 blah. Clearly, she doesn't speak English, so he learned the native fucking language. Assuming, you don't know. She could have just been sitting there yapping off in whatever language he speaks, and John's like, yeah. I wonder if black pussy is sideways like Asian. No, it's probably upwards like a white one. I wonder if it smells different. Oh man, it's gonna be so fucking good. Oh bro, I'm a fucking like. There's no way this girl isn't gonna fuck me. I just got a new crop for an entire village. I just teach them how to plant fucking corn. They're gonna eat like kings. Like the fucking tribal elders said that John is the man. She's gotta fuck me. She's gotta fuck me. And then finally John was like, is this bitch not gonna fucking fuck me? And John was like, he pulled, when you're on a date and you go, oh wait, I gotta take a phone call, and he just fucking bounce. That's what John did. John was like, I got a letter, and I gotta go back to wherever it is that I'm from, and I'll see you later. That's what happened. Also, we don't know if she's lying. Bro, John is dead. She's 103 years old. John's a man, a white guy from Europe. He's definitely dead. He definitely died at 75 from eating British food. He's dead. John's plenty fucking dead. And we're over here bad-mouthing this poor dead guy on the fucking internet. And for all we know, John might have just been hanging out in town, and this girl was like, you're going to be my husband. He's like, I have no idea who the fuck you are. I don't know what you're talking about, lady. John could have just passed by her in the street, and she's just like, this is the man of my life. You are going to be with me. And he goes, I have no idea what you're saying. I don't speak your fucking language. And even if he did, he might have been like, lady, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're talking about. They might have just hung out, and she was like, yeah, we dated. And that happens. That can happen. John's just sitting there going, just working a hoe in the ditch, and he's irrigating, and she's sitting over there like, you're going to give me a better life, ain't you, John? And John's like, I have no idea who the fuck you are. You are like the 8th girl who said this to me. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. I'm gay. I'm just a gay missionary who's trying to bring better irrigation practices, and I want to teach people to use manure that isn't human shit. Like, I'm just, bro, chica, lady, give me a break. Back up off me, okay? And she just fixated. Also, she could have moved on. She could have moved on from John and just fucked a local guy and got married. That's not on John. That's on her. There were guys who wanted to get with her, and she was like, no, my white prince is coming, and I ain't dating your ashy ass. That's what she fucking said. Hold on.
My struggles. A world filled with endless possibilities. I am unsure if he is still alive or not, but wherever he may be, he should know that I kept my promise.
Dead.
I held on to the memories of our time together, continuing to love and wait for him. I remained true to my feelings and the purity of our bond.
John is in heaven like, who the fuck is... I don't remember you. And at the same time, he's just like, I never asked you to stay a virgin, lady. Like, I was trying to fuck you.
Believing that true love is worth waiting for, regardless of how long it takes.
Mariam Hussein's story reminds us that even in the face of heartbreak, we can find strength in our memories and dreams. Although her life was marked by a love that never fully blossomed, Mariam's story is one of resilience and faith. Thank you for watching. I am Simon Greenwood, and this is Afrimax English. Remember to subscribe.
Bro, what the... Oh, hey, remember that title? 100-year-old virgin awaits the return of her one true love that possibly stole the land from her family. He didn't fucking... Dude, World Star, you fucking race-baiting pricks. He didn't steal anything. He stole nothing. He didn't even steal her virginity. He never made an attempt on the land, ever. They just wrote that in there to make fucking evil white guy come to Africa. He literally went there and helped people plant better fucking crops. Bro, he know his mom died and he had to go home and he got trapped. But also, bro, this is, like, as a man, let's be honest. How many times have you had a woman be into you and you went, I'm not fully there. Also, as a woman, this guy's going to marry you. You didn't give it up. I'm not, I think I'm not, on one hand, I don't think people should out there being psycho whores. Like, don't be one of those girls who's like, oh, I fucked 100 guys this year. But if you're getting close to a guy and you think, we're getting somewhere and I like this guy, give him some poon. I'm not one of these fucking guys who's religious and goes, oh, wait till marriage. Because I think that's kind of goofy too. Because you never know. You never know. What if you get married and then you fucking, you go, oh, dude, this is fucking awful. This is, oh my God, man, you're a woman. And you fuck so, you're like ready to do it. He's great. And then just fucking pinky, his dick is so small. Not that women care about that. A woman's love will triumph a small penis. That's a testament to a woman's power with love and emotion. A woman can love a man enough because of how he makes her feel that she'll overcome any issues with dick size. Now, granted, when you fuck up and you lose that, the dick size is going to be a thing. She's going to blow it in your face. It's not going to be worded in a way where, hey, you stop paying attention to me. It's more of a, hey, your fucking dick is 2 inches. And it makes me sick and I want to puke every time I see it. That's how it's going to be worded in the text messages, okay? I'm just saying. Just, lady, you didn't, how is this story a sad story of a woman who wouldn't give it up and has clear, imagine you work with someone, you went into work, because we're building an element here with the colonial thing, but you go into work, there's a woman there, and you, hey, what's up, Debbie? She's like, how you doing? Debbie's been working at fucking Staples for 40 years. Right? Hey, Debbie. Go, hey, are you get to know her? Debbie, you got any kids? You got a family? No, when I first started working at Staples, I fell in love with the overnight manager. And then he left for an Office Max, and I've been waiting and dedicating myself for him till this day. You go, all right, Debbie's a fucking creep. We're not going to hang out with Debbie. We don't want to be, Debbie's not one of those people at the office that you chill with. That's what would happen. You would go, you what? You haven't sucked you haven't touched a dick since the office manager? How was he in bed? Was it that good? Oh, you didn't even fuck that guy? What? Well, you would be blown away. You would go, what is wrong with Debbie? You would go, Debbie, how many cats do you have? What's going on at home, Debbie? Debbie is going to have like a dildo shaped like Darth Vader or the Hulk, just a big, rubbery, veiny, bulging monstrosity, and she must blast herself into oblivion. You don't want to be, you'll go, Debbie, this is just sad. I don't want, someone's like, hey, want to make a documentary about Debbie? And you go, fucking no, I don't. No, I don't know what's going on with Debbie. No, I have no idea. But because it's like a village thing and she speaks another language and the translator is very cute and kinky, and not kinky, it's very cute and fun. It's just anyway, I'm just showing you an example of how propaganda can make you believe something that it shouldn't. So anyway, get ready for politics, baby. Let me finish up with hey, you know how we keep blaming boomers for everything? I'm trying to be more empathetic, and I've realized that everyone blames the boomers for ruining America, both left-wing and right-wing people across the board. I don't know anyone this generation who doesn't think boomers fucked up. They all did, and I think they did too. But I think we forget that the greatest silent generation, the guys of World War II, they fucked up just as much. Because they made the boomer. Okay, so clearly there was a fuck up on their end and probably their parents' end. Because think about it like this. All the boomers stuck their parents in nursing homes when they came from families of like 6 or 8 kids. So it was not like one of them it's not like they're an only child taking care of a fucking sick parent. They had like 8 of them, and they went, fuck it, we're not taking care of them. So clearly they must have sucked. Clearly the greatest generation wasn't so great, because if they were great, they wouldn't have made boomers, and the boomers wouldn't have dumped them all in fucking nursing homes. Clearly, they weren't that good of parents. Also, boomers grew up to be people who don't know how to hug and say I love you, and who value materialism over family and tradition. Because boomers lost all tradition from their immigrant ancestors. They lost all tradition from the generations 1 or 2. They think completely different than the way their parents did. Their parents were more cut and clean, and then the boomers were rolling around dropping acid in mud. That can only happen if their parents' generation didn't do their job teaching the boomers, which they didn't, because the boomers grew up on government public schools, and TV, which is in conjunction. So the boomers grew up on schools and TV. And their parents didn't teach them shit. The silent generation taught their kids nothing, absolutely nothing. They just assumed that this government that we, sent us into 2 fucking world wars clearly has our best interest, and we're gonna. It's not occupied at all. It's gonna teach our kids the things that we were supposed to teach them. Like, I was talking with my uncle, and we're talking about my mom never cooked, but my mom's mother never cooked. My dad's mom wasn't a good cook either. All Irish immigrant women, their parents were immigrants, excuse me. So Irish American women. Talking with my uncle, he's talking about how he's making jokes about how his wife, my aunt, can't cook. And we're joking about, he says his mother never, 8 to 10 kids, his mother never cooked. Never. Think about, and I'm like, why didn't they? Because it used to be like, these are people who moved to the city in the early 1900s. They lost all their recipes and everything from before that. And they grew up in an era where they thought, oh my God, eating food from cans is the new. They thought that was good. They thought that was space age. They thought, oh my God, we've been freed from everything we've had to deal with before because we lived in factories and there was no preserved food. There wasn't a supermarket to go to. You went down to hopefully get some corn that somebody from the country brought in, and usually it was moldy. So they threw away all their old traditions, all of it, and they had nothing to pass on. So anyway, I'm just using that as a food element to kind of, I know we're trashing the boomers, and rightly so, but they were set up for failure. They were. They trusted in the people above them, and the people above them failed them. I think that's always something to recognize. Like when young men attack women and they go, oh, you stayed with this guy, even though that's a woman doing what she's supposed to do, which is trusting a man, and he failed. He failed. The leader failed. Oh, hey, how did this country fall apart? Because the president failed. Because the guy whose job it was to stand there when the buck stopped at him fucked up and failed and didn't do his job. And the fault of the other person is that they loved and trusted and respected that person enough that they rode with them into oblivion. So put blame where it's fucking due. And so I spent time taking my cousin's kids to a water park. Right, and I realized how fucking hard it is being a parent. You don't get any time away. But also, how much you gotta say no. Like, that's, like, throughout the day, we went and we got ice cream, and it was $7 for $8 for regular ice cream, and they want a large ice cream, and I go, no, you're not getting a large ice cream. Number one, it's not good for you. Number two, you don't need that much fucking ice cream. So they eat their ice creams. 10 minutes later, can I get another ice cream? No. An hour later, can I get another ice cream? No. Can I have this? Can I get candy? No. No, you can't. I'm like, what? No. Can I? No. Can we go into the, what do you call? I've already spent the entire day taking you guys to a theme, like a water park. We're having fun. I got us a giant pizza. I got you ice cream. Can we go into the gift shop? And no. I just say no so many fucking times. Can we? No. And I realized that that's so much what being a parent is, or being a leader, or being in charge of something is, even being a husband or a boyfriend, is how strong and powerful the word no is. You gotta understand that when you're dad, president, whatever, you're a leader, you're a head of something, everyone is gonna love you if your teacher, whatever you are, counselor. Do you remember the parent who let everyone, hey, it's okay if you drink? You remember there was one parent who thought it was okay for you to drink and smoke and cigarettes and smoke weed at their house because it's cool if you do it here. I don't want, this way you guys aren't out in the woods doing it. It's safer here. That was never really a good parent. And as you grow up and you hit your 30s, you go, that parent wasn't a good parent. We thought they were at the time. You let them do, like, this person's cool. No, it was a parent who gave you structure and said no. Part of being in charge and being a leader and taking authority is that you have to say no. And you're going to be hated. Like, my cousin's fucking were so pissed off at me. But that's what being a good parent is. Being a good uncle, cousin, whatever. Being a good is saying, hey, you know this really awful fucking thing? It's a good priest or, I don't know, religious leader. Hey, I know you guys want to start just having these butt orgies in the middle of town, but no. Like, we're kind of, like, that's considered, like, degeneracy that our faith is against. Oh, could you never let us have any fun? I didn't want a big fucking butt orgy in the middle of town. Like, fucking no, dude. Didn't you hear about the last butt orgy in Sodom and Gomorrah? I mean, they fucking turned him into salt. What, do you want to be turned into a pillar of pepper? Get the fuck out of here. You don't know. And you see this, like, you know when you're watching on social media and you see some limp dick fucking sissy? He always has a limp dick sissy opinion. And you can see his weakness in his face when you go in, you click on their profile. Because you got to click on the profile. And you're like, this guy's a fucking bitch. And he's like, why can't we just let women and blah, blah, kids do whatever they want, you know, blah, blah. No. Boundaries will fundamentally cause the person you're making them around angry with you. But I've seen kids grow up whose parents gave them no boundaries, and they hate their parents even more than the ones that did. Now, if there's the parents who built the fence so much that the kids never got to look over the other side, and they fuck them up too. But when you look back and you go, oh man, like I never did drugs in high school, even though everyone in my neighborhood was getting into opioids. I was a good student, and I got into learning and reading, and it made me the man I am today because I was terrified of my father, that he would beat the fuck out of me if he ever found out. And those boundaries kept me on the straight and narrow. When I look back at so many kids I grew up with that are dead or in prison, you know, and I'm thankful for it. You need that kind of shit. Like, you do. So, forgot where I was going with this, but if you want to be like a good boyfriend, a husband, a dad, or uncle, or whatever, you want to be good, there are times where you have to go, yeah, this ain't gonna fucking fly. You know, and that's kind of with, like, the boomers' parents failed them, because they just were like, yeah, whatever, go fucking roll around in acid. Because clearly if they had really hammered home the kids that was unacceptable, and you're not gonna come home to my house if you do this, then they wouldn't have fucking come home. Clearly something fucked up in there. I don't know. But the thing that's important I've learned in every one of these situations, think from how you were as a kid. Whenever you're dealing with kids, and they say, I want this, I want to do this, remember how you felt when you were their age and act accordingly. Because sometimes you're being a cunty curmudgeon and you forget what, like, sometimes a kid doesn't say why because they're trying to break your balls. Well, they almost never do it. They do it because they're genuinely curious and they don't understand how the world works. So engage them. You know, hey, why can't I do this? Well, I'm not going to let you do this because it might fuck you up for later on in life. However you want to explain it to them. But, like, you know, do you want your kids to be the Huck 2? Do you want your daughter to be the Huck? Put a Huck 2 on that thing. That's not, no. No, I don't want that to be my daughter. So I'm going to say no to plenty of stuff. Also, you know how we were talking about it feels like this life isn't even real and how this isn't, like, everyone's like, oh my God, can you believe what we have presidents do? We live in a world where a girl said online, Hawk 2, spit on a dick. And people made her famous and they're buying shirts for her. It wasn't that funny. I don't get it. I don't know why this thing became how big it is. I don't. And because of that, this girl could get some wealth that could change her generationally. Just because she said spit on a dick. I mean, is she wrong? No. Like, as a wife, you know, you should get it, you know. Like, she's not entirely wrong. I don't think, but, like, would you be happy if that was your wife? I mean, if she's doing it behind closed doors, yeah, but do I want a video of my wife going, I spit on my husband's cock and I gag on it? Not really, no. No, I don't fucking want that. But, like, that's the world you live in. That's the world of hilarity that you live in. Act accordingly. Stop taking it so fucking serious. These are random ones I gotta get to. Oh, I did a Chris Brown concert, and I just want this to be out there about, we were talking about saying no as a husband. Chris Brown, guy who beat Rihanna. Everyone calls him a woman beater, blah, blah, blah. Chris Brown had one of the longest lines for groupies I've ever seen in my fucking life. In my life. Chris Brown had one of the longest groupie lines I've ever seen. So it didn't stop. So just to, I know I've hammered it home about the, what women say they want and what they really want are two different things. It just reinforces it right there. It's just, African lady passing up good husbands for fantasy of John. Ladies passing up good husbands so they can literally get on their knees and blow and get trains run on them by Chris Brown and his boys. Like, the longest line of groupies I've ever seen in my life was at a Chris Brown concert. I'm not kidding around. Just make sure you find a good one. And remember that also during this whole political thing when you're dealing with certain people that are like, oh, can you believe that blah, blah, blah said this? And it's also, what we're talking about perception of reality? I can't tell you how many times I've heard somebody say, well, let's take Trump, for example. Trump hates gays and trans, and I've never really heard him say anything about that. Maybe some of his supporters do. Plenty of them do. But I've never heard him come out and say anything. They say he's racist. I've also never heard him say anything racist. I'm dead serious. And if he was a super racist, why would so many Latinos and blacks still be voting for him? Oh, they voted. Are they? At the end of the day, you got to realize that emotions, that obviously people from, obviously right wing is more masculine way of thinking, left wing is a more feminine way of thinking, a womanly way of thinking is to go, in my mind, he is these things. Is that reality? What's the perception? Is he really pizza, or is this your concept of what pizza is? Because you have had pizza flavored Pringles. So in all this, in this trying time, I thought up something today about not losing yourself. Because I find myself sometimes lose, that core you. If you're caught up in trying to be something, because a lot of people are voting and thinking a certain way because someone else wants them to, or blah, blah, blah. Your soul, who you are as a human being, is a lot like a compass. Okay? And it can take, you're in a shitty compass, you're hiking, you're way out in the woods, and you're trying to get true north, right? And if any of you used a compass, sometimes you move too fast, the thing jiggles. And even if there's actually a strong magnetic pulse near it, it can interfere with that. So you got this compass. The compass is your soul. It's you. It's who you are inside your mind, your soul, your body, everything that makes you, you. And sometimes you get knocked around. You stop pointing towards north, and you don't take time to look back at your compass and realize that you need to realign yourself. I go through this all the time. I work so much for a week that I get angry, and I go home, and what do? I go on Instagram, and now what am I doing? Arguing with some guy in a comment section? This isn't me. My true north isn't stabilized. I'm not in line. My arrow is not in line with where it should be to be true to me. So it's off point in another direction. I do goofy stuff and then go, what? That's not you. I think this applies to everyone. And what happens is your emotions get to you. You get emotional. You watch something on the news. And it's political season, so there's going to be a bunch of police shootings that they wouldn't care about a year ago. They're just going to happen. I guarantee there's going to be some police shooting that's just not invented, but it's going to be and it's going to be racial. It's going to happen. I promise you it'll happen. Promise you it's going to happen. And it'll come up and it'll be the new thing. But there'll be other stuff that happens too. There's going to be a lot of stuff. And when you get emotional, when someone hurts you, when you perceived that you're under attack and you're in fear. All that stuff makes your compass start going haywire. And with the world you live in, as we discussed, being a crazy place of Hawk 2 girls and like that video where they just lie and say this guy's stealing land, or assassination attempts, and your government and your news just flat out lying to you. You going, hey, this guy is shitting his pants. He has dementia. They go, no, he doesn't. And then you go, he's shitting his pants. He has dementia. They go, hey, you know what we just realized? This guy's shitting his pants and having dementia, so we're gonna get rid of him. And you go, all of that makes your compass go, and it causes you to not be true. When you're not true to you, you'll act emotionally and often in anger. And you're going to say shit. You're going to present yourself in a way that you don't want to present yourself. You're going to, whether it be online, whether it be in person, you might get, you're watching something on the news and you go straight to work and you just go, I wish a motherfucker would. And you're already, all of these things are designed to get you. All of the pain and the fear and the angst and the anxiety, which isn't normal. It's being thrust upon you. These problems that we deal with, they're man-made. They're not like, the border didn't just spring open on its own. This was all manufactured. It's all done. All of the police not doing their job and letting criminals hurt people. It's all done on purpose, because it makes all of these emotions, especially fear and anxiety, your compass is going to, all of it is interference. And if you're working all the time, if you work and you come home and then oh my God, there's a hole. Are you kidding me? There's a leak in my fucking roof. Oh my God, one of my pipes burst again. I need to get, why hasn't my landlord fixed the electricity? Oh, it's cost this much more for food today? The gas went up? All of these things are happening and you don't have time because you work so much. And when you get off, you're dealing with your wife and your kids. You never get a second for you. That time when you meditate, when you just, that's when you stop. You stop hiking and you go, hey, what's going on here? And you look at your compass and you make sure you get it right back on you, on true north, on your true self. You got to take time to do it. You got to just stop focusing. All right, let's just stop. And that goes for if you're in that position, if you're a husband or a dad or you're in charge at work or whatever, and you get a million people question you, you don't keep telling them. If you're confused, you kind of you ought to hold it in. And you don't go, all right, that's north. Oh, that's north. Oh, no. If you fuck up, you go, all right, give me a second. And they're all, and you go, shut up. Give me a minute. And you don't have to say shut up. You go, hold on, give me a minute. And you wait till you get your compass right. You wait till you figure out because you know who you are. And you ever do something, you go, oh man, that's not really me or how I want to be perceived. That's what happens when you get messed up. When you get interference, when you get everything in the way trying to tell you if you vote like this, then you're not this. If you think like this, then you're not this. If you like this movie, then you're not like this. If you like that, the other third, then it invalidates this characteristic of you. It's all silly nonsense. Get your compass right. Take time. Get it right. Get on your true north. Okay? And when you're in that hectic state, you need to be telling everyone that you're in that, like if you're let's say you're a military guy and you got you're the commander, you got a troop of guys with you, and you go, oh, this way, oh, there's this, and they start realizing that you can't read your compass, they start to get worried. It's okay to fix your compass, but you don't, also wait. Sometimes you gotta wait before you yell out this way and go, all right, are we going this way? Okay, yeah. Don't even say anything. Just keep moving. And then you gotta correct. You correct on the go. All right? Because, a lot of times, as we've seen, whenever there's shooting or blah, 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 everyone jumps. They jump at it to be like, it's this, that, and it's that, and that. Bro, you don't know. Let the die is cast. Let's see the number that it is cast. Let's see how it lays. Anyway, yeah. Don't sometimes when you when things happen in the world, you will, as I see, I'm thinking of a podcaster in particular who I love, who will routinely go on Twitter and get emotional, and I'm just like, bro, this isn't who you are when I listen to you. So why are you doing this? You know, somebody's giving your compass you got some information that made your compass go spin around, and then you just went, blah, this is north, and you go, no, it's not, and that's not you. It's not you. Because it's you unbridled or revved up. You know what's that Snickers commercial? This isn't you. That's you. That's when you're hangry or hungry. We're dealing with a large scale social psychosis of hangry, where you know, because I just watched this guy on TikTok, leftist dude who was like, hey, why are we voting for Kamala when she was a cop? We hate cops. And people went to fucking town on him. His own people turned and ate on him. You know, how dare you? And they're like, we're going to destroy you. They were with him the entire time for years, and then suddenly he just goes, hey, we're going to vote for this chick? And they want him fucking done. Want him dead and done. Because he one time, and he didn't apologize. That's a big thing. He didn't delete it and apologize and give them the authority over him that they think they deserve. And it kind of, where was I going with this? It's weird to really find out about someone in the middle of while they're being destroyed. It showed me that, and all the comments were the same. Well, he's a white guy, and there you go. You can't appease these people. That's why I think being a white man and being a leftist is so ridiculous. Is you're always going to be, like, the end result is you being hated. You're a useful idiot. But everyone in the same thing said, well, if I don't vote for Kamala, they're going to put me in a concentration camp. And you go, what are you talking about? No, they're not. No, they're not. What are you talking about? This didn't happen last time. What? You think that can just happen in 4? No, it can't. What do you think this guy is that strong? No. And if somebody thinks that, they're gonna, if somebody's been convinced to really think, paranoid enough to think that this guy wants him dead, you know, it's obviously gonna affect how they act. And it's gonna affect how they spin their compass, because genuinely speaking, a person in that predicament doesn't even know they're true, where their compass is supposed to be pointing, and that's a scary person. Because when somebody doesn't know where they're going or who they are or what they're doing, and they can't find their true north, they're only going to position themselves where they are based on you. And oftentimes, you know, in the quest to find oneself, they'll be violent towards you, because it says, well, I don't know what I am, but I know there's something over there, and I know I ain't that. So I'll build what I am based on not being that. Anyway, you know, go to Africa, get yourself some pussy. If she's like, I don't get married till, you know, if I'm not having sex till marriage, be like, what the fuck is this, huh? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm offering you a way out. I'm offering you a way into, and just, bro, stop getting bent out of shit about shit you can't control. Control what you can. Also, I have a lot of friends that get into political arguments in text message. Why are you trying to convince people you can't convince? Huh? Why? Let it go. If you can't convince, if somebody's like, hey, I want to do this, you know, what do you do? What are you doing? You can't convince them. You're not going to do it. How many times I open on my phone, I got a 300 text message thread because my friends are arguing politics. I'm like, dude, he's not going to change his mind. Stop it. Stop it. It doesn't help us. It doesn't help anybody. But what can you do? Fix your compass. And, man, Many, 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 many. God, if Trump comes out to many men, I will lose it. Please just. He's been trying to be like the rap president because he pardoned a lot of rappers. Trump, embrace it. For the love of God, just hire me and I will, as your image consultant. Okay? Stop coming. Like, you can come out to I Am a Real. That's great. I love that song. Hulk Hogan. That was. I know a lot of people were like, this is crazy. It is. This is what we deserve in a Disneyland nation, in a nation of Disney worldism, of materialism. Why wouldn't you have a wrestler? Just, it makes sense. You know, it is. You're there. Embrace it. Just, you know, you're there. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Just try and get the best out of it you can. Have him come out to many men. Have him, you know, come out and Hulk Hogan's ripping off shirts at what, you know, you're gonna have to do what you're gonna have to do to win. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, see ya. With a hood, yeah.